Good day, mate. Today I'm just going to discuss a game I just played against Canadian player, which is RDS 19th of August 95. And in this game, I was black and RDS was white. And I think during the middle game or the end game, RDS was asking whether he has made any mistake or not, and I believe he played quite solidly until he made a blunder, I suppose. So let's have a look at this game from RDS point of view. Of course, e4, e6, d4, b6, knight f3, bishop b7, fianchetto the bishop d5. Pretty sharp games. Knight f6, knight c3, bishop b4, bishop d2, castle kingside, a3, trying to kick the bishop away, but I think it's a mistake, and as indicated in the engine as well, it is a mistake because I can take the knight using my bishop. Bishop takes c3, and then this pawn here at e4 is not defended, and my knight is already attacking the pawn here. So by taking back the bishop, I simply can take this pawn, and positionally I'm quite okay, I suppose. And I've got a one pawn advantage, so it's deemed as a mistake by the engine. Bishop d3 there, just trying to build up the position to attack h7, I suppose, but of course my knight can go and then attack this pawn at c3, and the queen is attacked at the moment, and white has to respond by taking the knight back. B takes c3, bishop takes d5, which is quite strong one. Castle kingside, of course, f5, rook e1 here, bishop b7, queen d2, c5, and g5, rook f6, rook e3, rook h6, knight h3. At the moment, it's just slight advantage for black. Knight c3, knight g3, queen h4, just squeezing the queen there, pinning the knight, of course. Rook g5, knight e5, rook e1, knight g4 here. It's actually a mistake. f3 is also a blunder. Simply move my knight back to f6, and this pawn structure is weakened. Bishop f1 is a strong move, I believe. Strongest move. Knight goes to d5, g3. I just move my queen away to a4, knight f4, knight takes, g takes, bishop takes, bishop g2, and I have a mistake here, which is taking. And white has a good move, which is queen takes. And why is this a good move? Because there is a threat of rook takes g7, and at the same time queen can take a8. So in this position we are approximately equal. And here, of course, I made a mistake, which is taking f4. And I think white missed the win, which is should be taking this rook first. Instead, white took the pawn at h7, And in here, actually, I almost lost the game because I moved king to f8, and it's actually a checkmate in 14 move force by force. I should have moved king to h8, and white will be still losing. So luckily, my opponent cannot force me to mate in 14 moves, so my opponent played inaccurately, so I still can survive. So rook g8 check, knight e7, sorry, king e7, rook takes a8, it's a blunder, of course, because it should be queen going here first, and then he has to escape, and then rook goes here. There's no other way, I have to cover this one, otherwise if king moves, then of course queen will take the pawn here, and then it will be checkmate soon. So luckily this didn't happen. Instead, what happened was, so after I move my king to f8, king goes to e7, and what happened was rook takes a8, which is a mistake, of course, because I do have this move, which is rook g6. Now it's actually pinning the queen, and I think the queen will be lost because of this. Queen takes g6, and of course pawn f8 takes g6, and from here it's just technique, I suppose. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pawns. My opponent has 4 pawns and 2 rooks, not enough to compensate my advantage. So that's the end of the game, and I suppose just one little trick here. So check, and then check, another check, and another check here, and here I do e5, which I believe is a fantastic move, because it could lead white to make a mistake, and the aim of the e5 is actually to move my queen to g8, and it's gonna be a fork between the king and the rook. Rook takes f5, and I could have done a better fork, which is queen takes c2, check, and then fork, and then of course the next, what do you call it, even, you know, if the rook moves, I still can take this other rook. So, but instead, I think what happened was, after rook takes, my queen just go here, and it's still just a fork, and that's the end of the game. So I suppose, thank you very much, RDS, for playing with me, and I suppose the lesson that you can take in this game is to execute your winning combination accurately. Since I made a mistake here, or g8, and you didn't actually punish me, instead you let me go, and I simply can retaliate and of course punish you back. So RDS, you play very well, and thank you so much for playing with me, and I suppose I'll see you later.